The church must have strong impact to change the nation. Not this hypocritical. Are you hearing what I'm saying now? Not this hypocritical, casual, and unactive, weak involvement, such that sometimes it seems as if we sell the power of the cross and the name of our identity in the presence of national issues. And I'm not talking about just our fathers or leaders alone. I'm talking about the church entirely. We seem not to have that identity that is prophetic and apostolic in engaging the nation for her transformation. And I want to tell you that if people say that Nigeria is a very important nation in prophecy, then it means that it is through a spiritual understanding that our problems will really be addressed. And when things are happening, let us ask the Lord, are you the one behind this? Even Emekita in Nigeria, God is behind it. Are you aware of that now? Agree with me. No matter how these politicians try to paint it, try to lie about it, try to even certain general overseers try to neutralize something. I heard one speaking, and I said, you are not too, or you are just a young man. He has said something years back. I am very careful about name calling. He has said something years back. It broke my heart because I understand what God is doing. And when one who should become a voice for the kingdom compromises the voice of the kingdom, mercy is compromised. Is somebody hear what I'm saying? Mercy is compromised, and a season of deliverance is lost, and another chapter opens. What were the prophetic things of this country? Let us be careful. This country is very spiritual. And the reason why things are very disastrous this way is because the spiritual fiber of the church in the nation is greatly lost. Is largely lost. Is somebody hear what I'm saying? It's largely lost. I am involved and I'm praying about it too. But if the Lord will help us understand that it is the window of his mercy that calls us into commitment, then we can be redeemed still by that his mercy. What are seasons of mercy? Did you observe the season of mercy that came upon our nation in 2010? Between 1960, from 1960, which is our independence, a very remarkable event. How many 50 years to 1960 is when? 2010. In 2010, in the month of May, Yaradua died. Am I correct? 2010, May. Before you know it, Goodluck Jonathan became the president. Nobody could have done that. Election could not have achieved it. Politics could not have achieved it. Anything that has to do with life and death, am I correct? So God was doing. So we could say, God, are you doing something? Immediately that happened, what followed? There was heightened crisis. Abuja was bombed twice. Remember that Abuja bombing, 2010. Have you forgotten? 2010, the bombing came. State capital, twice. The insurgency heightened. There were killings. The Bauchi, the Kano, this whole thing became intensified, 2010. Why? This is, for us, it's like, I remember that time, I was in Chapel of Redemption, UNEC, because I had just graduated from university, and finished, 2009, finished. So I came to Chapel, and Chapel was praying about Jubilee. Do you know that, you remember in 2010, the noise of Jubilee was everywhere. But then, we lost the ability to sustain it and to play the role we ought to play. And that one was lost. And now, the way God plans his mercy is that he attaches his mercy to different events. He attaches his mercy to different events. Now, he attached it to 1977, 2027. And we need to understand. Why is this important? I can't have time to tell you about Israel. If I tell you about Israel, our time will be largely spent. But from that 1967 that they began to pray, the Lord showed them mercy. And that's 1867, the Lord showed them mercy as a nation. And then add another 50 years to that mercy was 1917. In 1917, there was it was World War II. Two strong nations came up, the Muslim Empire and the English Empire. The English Empire became a people that loved the Jews so much. And at that 1917, they gave that thing they called the Balfour Declaration. What was Balfour Declaration? Balfour Declaration is a declaration that said that the land of Israel belonged to the Jews. 1917 was the first declaration. Another jubilee. So in that jubilee, without war, without battle, a leader of the English empire announced it that Israel belongs to the Jews. The world revolted about it and broke out. A war following that broke out, which led to the fulfillment of Isaiah 31, verse 4 to 5. Oh, this is a Sunday sermon. We couldn't go into all this, but write it down. Isaiah 31, verse 4 to 5. On that day, the Lord fulfilled Isaiah 31. How he will set Israel free. Like a bird, he will fly over them and bring freedom and liberty to them. I won't do this. I won't say it. But another thing about the appointed word was that on that day, when the English men entered into Jerusalem to bring about the installation of that Balfour Declaration, which followed with a battle, something clear happened. They were to pray. The English troop that went were to pray. And you know that English is Anglican, even though they are backslided now, right? That day, they took up the Book of Common Prayer to read. And the appointed word in the English Book of Common Prayer on that day was Isaiah 31, verse 4 to 5. The same was the prophecy that God gave to them over 50 years ago. It is not the English people that the Lord spoke to. He spoke to the Jewish people. Now, another group of persons are in the land fulfilling prophecy, but they only wanted to pray. And incidentally, what they were reading was the same message of prophecy that was the appointed word. Jesus read the appointed word on the altar and said, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring liberty to the sick, to bring deliverance to the poor, and to declare the acceptable year of the Lord." When he announced that, he said to them, "This day is this word fulfilled among you." Do you remember that? Because appointed words were not just mere readings, they are prophecies. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? And this morning we read an appointed word that said that from Ezekiel chapter 37. Am I correct? That's where we read. Appointed word as taken from the old. So many things are coming to my mind, and I want to round up.